Hello everyone, my name is Toke Lund and I'm the CEO of Enterspeed. Today I'm going to show you why I think Enterspeed is a really cool product. And please do remember, I'm not a developer by trade, so I have done this demo myself fully, and so can you if you want to try out Enterspeed. What is Enterspeed? Enterspeed is Scalable Content Federation. I'm going to show you what that is. And if you then add AI to the mix, then you get rocket fuel for your business. And hopefully you will be able to see that in a couple of minutes. First of all, a small introduction of what is Enterspeed. Enterspeed is where you take a lot of different sources from your backend. It could be CMS, PIM, ERP, even spreadsheets, as you will see in a minute. Push the data towards Enterspeed. In Enterspeed, we store and transform the data to whatever you would like to use it for. And then we will send it, you will be able to fetch it on the other side for whatever customer experiences you would like to have or other systems. In Enterspeed, we are fully built on Microsoft Azure for optimal performance, compliance, and orchestration. What happens is that we are built on Microsoft Azure, so we are marketplace ready. You will be able to ingest into our many different ways of ingesting data. We will then store everything in Cosmos DB to make sure that it's high availability. We will be able to push data towards third-party applications with our destination apps. More to come later this week or next week with a UI where you can do that self-service. Then we do this data transformation in a low-code schema editor. We will look at that at a later point in time. And once we know how we want to use the data, we process everything and we store it in Redis, so you blazingly fast can fetch the data from the other side. Basically, what I'm going to show you today is simple data ingest from a spreadsheet. We will then merge data and transform the data inside Enterspeed. We will do a data enrichment with AI in a spreadsheet. And then I will scale the demo with 10x, so 10 the amount of products and complexity. And then in the end, I will show you a Black Friday test scenario where we have actually, within this demo and within the next 12 minutes, we have created a high-performing API that you can use on your next Black Friday. So what do we bring to business? We bring speed and orchestration to business with high performance, with faster development, faster and simpler development. And then we also hopefully can help you go faster to market with new innovations. And all this I will show you in this short demo. So let's get down to business. So we will just do that. So this is Enterspeed. Inside Enterspeed, I have created 3 different sources, Google products, a campaign sheet, and what I call AI optimized. We will use the latter one in a scenario just slightly later. As you can see here, we have created a development environment and we have an API key here that I have copied and I put into my spreadsheet. In a minute, just before we start going, I just want to show you like a magician that I have no cards up my sleeve. I have no data inside Enterspeed, so everything we do will do on the fly real time. So hopefully the demo guards will help us go through this. So the first thing is that here is a PIM system. It's a classic PIM. We only have 5 products in it now. We will increase that later. But it has a product ID and some dimensions on it. The only thing that you can see here in this spreadsheet is that there's a URI called Enterspeed, and what we do is that we take the data and we set it to Enterspeed with the API key that I just showed you. So data will be taken as a JSON string and sent to Enterspeed. And so this was the PIM. Here is a campaign equal to what you just saw with a product ID, a product name, a price, and a promotion price that is active within a week. Now it's week 8, so that is where it is. We set this data to Enterspeed as well. So you can imagine now we have a PIM and we have an ERP source, both illustrated with those 2 spreadsheets. We are sending the data to Enterspeed. And now what you see up here in source entities is that both within the campaign, we now have the data from the campaign. You can see that on the timestamp here. And I could go in and see the data. We see a product, a name, and a price, a promotion price, and an active week. So right now we have raw data from both our sources. Now let's do some transformation of the data. So now everything is stored in Cosmos DB and we can close the backend off. Let's start to have a GPIM. So I want to take the data from the Google PIM and I want to have 4 elements. I want a product, a price, and instead of calling it a producer, a manufacturer, I just want to call it a producer. And then we want a brand. So now I save the draft here. I deploy the schemas to development and I deploy. Some of the things that you can see here is also we are very cautious about versioning and so on. And I can even compare to later versions and so on if something goes wrong in my development process. So right now I've stored the schema and I can now go on the front end of our delivery API and fetch the data here. You can see the timestamp again. It has been running. And now we have 4 elements, a product, a price, a producer, and a brand. Everything's good. But that's the easy part. I've done exactly the same thing with the campaign. And the campaign here is triggered every time we get a new campaign price. We fetch it by the handle, and I get those 3 elements out in my API call. So right now I've created 2 different sources. That's not a lot, but what I can do is I can then combine it. In the combination, I do a combination schema. This schema is triggered every time I get a new product in. So we do the processing of the data source here. We want to fetch data with the product ID, and then I want to have a product ID, a product, a category, a price, a SEO, and a promo price. And the promo price is coming from the different source, the ERP system. So right now we are taking the 2 systems and merging them together. So in order for having a good price tag, let's call it P for promo. We're just saving this one, and we are deploying this to our front end as well. So right now we have taken 2 sources, we have transformed the data, we have manipulated the data, and we are making them into one API call. Another thing that I have made for this demo is I have made a sheet here, an empty sheet, and I have made a code that is calling our delivery API. So I can fetch data from Enterspeed. It's in Danish, so I've hent data from Enterspeed. So I'm running the script, and hopefully this script, Here you have the product ID, the product, the category, the price, the SEO, and the P for product because it's coming from the ERP system, the promotion price, and what week it's active in. So everything is fine. What you see here on the left is where it starts to get AI enriched. So right now we have gathered everything into one data model, but we are not satisfied with that data model because it needs data enrichment or data washing or whatever we want. What I have managed to do here is that I found the product called Nomios AI. And what happens here is that it's an AI thing where we can have a lot of different functions. But what really works well is that in this function, I've made equals AI. And then I say, make a better and shorter product description of E2. That's the SEO text out here, based on the persona profile in another function. And that's down here. I've made 2 persona profiles. One is a male aged 40 to 50 years old with focus on quality. And one persona is a female, mid-20s, focus on fashion and sustainability. So right now I've taken this AI, I have copied it into persona 1 and persona 2. And as you can see, the only difference is that we are fetching a different cell in the different sheet down here. So I take this data, I copy it down. So now it's doing the AI thing and doing a better SEO description and product description. And it just needs to finalize. And what you see now, it's done. I then can send all the data back to Enterspeed. So right now we have the data model that we would like. We have done data enrichment on it. We're pushing data back to Enterspeed. And what you can see in a second here is that in the source entities under AI optimized, that's the source that we are sending the data to. In a minute ago, we got the new data. And look here, we have the product, the category, the product, the price, the SEO, the promo price, all the different things with the promotions from the ERP system. And then we have the 2 AI enrichment. And as you can see here, one thing is more focused on the the male persona and the other one on the female persona. So right now we have data enriched, we have pushed everything for in Enterspeed, and now you can fetch this API for Black Friday. And I will show you that in a minute. But before we do that, let's scale the test to a much larger base. So I have a lot of base data. So I will take this base data here. I will copy it into prices. So I'll just make it here. So as you can see, we will have 50 prices. Yeah, 50 is the number. I'll start to send this to Enterspeed. I also have a lot of, I need to move myself. I have a lot of products. So I also have 50 products that I want to enter my PIM. So I will enter those in my PIM as well. Here you go. Now we have 50 products. I will send the 50 products to Enterspeed. The script is running. Sorry, I've done this script myself. So the pace of how we are pushing data towards Enterspeed is a little bit slow. We can do way more if a skilled professional developer has done this. But we are sending data as fast as we can with Google Sheets. There are several ways that is much faster, and we can do it at a much larger scale. So basically, now all the data is sent to Enterspeed. And what's happening here is that because we have defined how we want to use the data, everything is processed and ready for the front end. And as you can see here, I'm just reloading over here. There's no new AI content because we haven't sent that. But if I look at the PIM, we now have 50 products. Excellent. But what we also do have is I can go back to my Google spreadsheet. I can delete all this. Oh, I need one more. Delete this. And then I can say, I want to get all the data from Enterspeed. So now I'm fetching the front end. I'm taking all 50 products in one request. I'm getting everything back. And here you can see we have merged the two sources. We have got 50 products out. And now we have everything in place. The only thing we don't have in place is that our AI description on everything is not there yet. So I'm pushing this. And as you can see, it's loading. It'll probably take a little bit of time. So we will have to wait. But as you can see, it goes really fast. It's a really cool product, this AI product here. So now I have built a lot of content, data enrichment on the stuff. So what we do here is then I send data to Enterspeed. Here it goes. So right now we're sending data to Enterspeed to the AI optimized source. And now all the 50 products is available, high performing at Black Friday. And just to give you a sense of what's happening is that once this script has been running, I have my terminal here. So in a minute, I can make a 1,000 request to Enterspeed and make sure that we can do a Black Friday on the API that we have just created. So now everything is up in Enterspeed. You will be able to see it here as we have the source entities. Here, 50 products just inserted now. And what we also can see is that I have created a schema called final. The final schema is very simple. We just take the full properties, everything we want, and we are just pushing that towards Redis and making sure that it's highly available. And what's happening here now is that I have my terminal here. I can push enter, and I'm doing a Black Friday test where I'm fetching 1,000 requests on 25 different strings. And we are getting 0.2 milliseconds on 970 of the request. So actually we can do a pretty awesome Black Friday with this. What has happened? We have created two different spreadsheets. One is a PIM, the other one is an ERP system. We have sent the data to Enterspeed. We have closed the sources down so you can do maintenance on them or whatever. We have transformed the data, we have merged the data, we have then pushed it towards a third party to do data enrichment or with AI. We have taken the data back and we have done a Black Friday on it. This is really cool. So if you want to learn more, let us know, and thank you for listening in. Have a lovely day.